Welcome back to another video. Today we are back in the Holiday Cup, and let's see what we're facing with today. We're going to be running with Wigglytuff here, paired with Vigoroth and Lanturn in the back here. So we're going to stay in here. Looks like Wigglytuff is going to try to get to a move. Unfortunately, not enough energy to get to a move. We have to tank this move. Ends up being a Grass Knot, so we know that this next move we have to shield. So we do shield the Wild Charge. They decide to go into their next Pokemon. What is this? It is going to be the Vigoroth right here. So Vigoroth is going to have to tank a Icy Wind. And something to note here that they didn't switch out. They just went into their Vigoroth pretty fast. As you can see, they only have 2 Pokemon remaining. So that's why we didn't switch out. And it looks like we're going to have to use our own Vigoroth here. Vigoroth is going to go for a Body Slam, but it is debuffed. So we know that we can survive at least 2 of them. They throw the second one here, and then they switch into their Shadow Ampharos. Shadow Ampharos here is fragile in Great League. Let's see what they do with this situation. We do get a Body Slam off. They go for a shield, and luckily we do get to another Body Slam right here. This Body Slam does get the last shield from our opponent. Our opponent is going to throw a move here. We're going to let the first one go. There's no move here that can KO us unless it's like Thunder or something, or Zap Cannon, but we had to risk it. They end up going for the Trailblaze. They get the attack boost, and then they have the Thunder Punch, and we're going to farm up just a little bit extra, and then we're going to get to this Surf here to take out this Shadow Ampharos, and we know that they have the Vigoroth left, and we're just going to be able to farm it down right there for the GGs right there. So close game right there. They ended up having the Vigoroth Shadow Ampharos core, and then we were able to finish them off. Next here, we're gonna have the Gligar versus the Wigglytuff. So kind of a similar matchup right here. We don't necessarily want to switch out right here. Worst case scenario, if we do lose the lead, we can farm down with our Lanturn. So we're just gonna play this out. Our opponent here is going to have to consider shielding here. We do have Icy Wind, double, super effective, non-stab though. We do get a shield, which is great, and now we're just going to fast move, pressure them to use some energy here. We know that this is going to be the Aero Ace. Aero Ace does take out that Wiggly, and now we're going to come back in with our Lanturn, Water Gun Lanturn to be exact. This Water Gun Lanturn is going to have to tank a Dig, so that Dig right there did nearly 50%. We end up seeing the Abomasnow, and then we immediately switch out into the Vigoroth. Vigoroth is met with a Spark Lanturn, so we're going to have to consider using some shields here, and our opponent knows this, so they go for the Surf Bait. Here we're going to go farm up to 100 energy. We're going to throw this Body Slam right here. This Body Slam would do some neutral damage. We do get the last shield, and then we're going to shield here just to get this Vigoroth as healthy as possible, and also to kind of install the switch clock a little bit. We have the opportunity to potentially switch out after this Body Slam right here, but we decide not to because they're very close to a move, so we're going to go for the back-to-back right here. This Body Slam does take out this Lanturn with energy. Now we're going to have some energy left over to throw this next Body Slam back at this Abomasnow. This Abomasnow does tank this Body Slam. Already into the yellow here, we switch out into the Lanturn right on a move. Is this going to be the Weather Ball? It is going to be the Weather Ball, so we do catch a inefficient move here, and then we're going to force them to use some energy, and this either has to be Energy Ball or we're going to be able to get to a move. So they decided to go for a Weather Ball right there. Not enough as we resist the ice moves here, and we're just going to go for this Thunderball. It should be enough to take it out. So that is GG's to our opponent right there. Nice job by the Lanturn and the Vigoroth closing the game for us right there with some significant energy advantage. The team is kind of balanced in the sense that Vigoroth is obviously the safe switch, and we have the Wiggly and Lanturn core. So this is obviously where we don't want to see the Wigglytuff, so we immediately switch out into their Vigoroth here. Vigoroth does get the Charizard to throw a move. We shield here just to maintain Vigoroth health. Vigoroth health is pretty valuable. And then we are actually going to get switched into a Diggersby here. So this Diggersby is not necessarily the best counter to the Vigoroth, so it was good that we ended up shielding. As the longer we play this certain matchup out, the better for this Vigoroth, as we're doing super effective fast moves. We're going to be able to spam these Body Slams, as you can see right here. We do get a shield from our opponent. We go for the back-to-back right there. This next Body Slam right here, we'll get this Diggersby pretty low into the red. They already had a move, so we had to go for that. And then we're just going to let this one go here. And we're going to decide to come in with the Lanturn because we know that they have the Charizard. Get some energy advantage on our Lanturn. Our opponent ends up having the Togedemaru. So I haven't seen this that often, but it can have a big range of moves. Bell Stinger. Oh, there it is. And it's going to be possibly a Wild Charge. So we have to make sure we show the correct move. Our opponent ends up going for the Fell Stinger first. So this is going to be a high chance that it's going to be a Wild Charge. So we do shield that correctly. We are able to farm it down with our Water Guns, and now they're in huge trouble as we do have a Lanturn here that is running Water Gun, and we know that we can resist their Blast Burn, but also this is not a Shadow Charizard, so we're going to be able to survive this easily. But imagine if that was a Shadow Charizard, that would have come close to taking out that Lanturn right there. So we're going to be able to get to another Surf here to take out this Charizard, and that is GG's to our opponent right there. Lanturn and Vigoroth cleaning up and breaking down the shields in the back. That game right there, we actually had a very bad matchup, and we were able to wiggle out of that situation. Next game, let's see what we find. We got the Wigglytuff versus the Dragonite. Okay, pretty good lead here. Let's see what they end up switching. Expecting them to switch. They do switch out into the Lanturn, but this Lanturn is running the Spark, so we couldn't really go into our own Lanturn. So we go into our Vigoroth here. We thought we were going to shield a Thunderbolt right there, but it looks like they were going for the Surf, so good job by them. We're going to do our own Body Slam right here. This Body Slam gets it low enough to where it is potentially taken out with another Body Slam. And now they go for the Thunderbolt right there. And let's see if they're going to shield here or they're going to let it go. We do get the shield there, but we do faint afterwards. So right now, we're going to have to come back in with this Wigglytuff here. Wigglytuff is going to try to farm down. No farm down. They're going to be able to get to this one last move here. Most likely, it's going to be the Surf. And then we're going to have to try to do with what we have in the front with the Lanturn, probably. And unfortunately, they just had our number. The Lanturn gets met with the Ferrothorn. And the Ferrothorn is actually really good against our Lanturn Wigglytuff's core right here. So this is GG's, unfortunately. We're just going to go for this Thunderbolt here. They're most likely going to let it go, as all they have to do is just save a shield for their Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn here is the core breaker for our team right there. So a nice play by my opponent right there. We're going to just see how much damage this Wigglytuff's Icy Wind will be able to do. Or let's just see how much damage this Wigglytuff can do for future reference. This Icy Wind is only neutral, but it does debuff their attack. Do we survive a Power Whip from... Okay, so we do survive a Power Whip from roughly 50% that is debuffed, so we'll keep that in mind next time. But yep, GG's to our opponent right there. Well played. Not much we could have done right there. Maybe we should have double shielded Vigoroth. It was the only thing I could think of in that situation. But here we go. Last game, let's see if we can end off on a good note. And let's see if this team is going to be really good to us today. Let's see. Wigglytuff versus the Chestnut here. Really good matchup. Expecting them to switch out. And they switch out into the Shadow Charizard right here. Shadow Charizard is just absolutely getting deleted by our Water Gun Lanturn right here. We know we can survive this Blast Burn. Remember I was talking about earlier, a Shadow Charizard's Blast Burn does a little bit around 50% right there. So we did tank it, but it took a huge chunk of health. We're going to get met with this Chestnut here. Chestnut is going to be able to tank all of these moves. So we're just going to go for the Surf here. They end up shielding just to, I guess, preserve the health of it. But we know that we have this Wigglytuff still. This Wigglytuff does get one charm through. We can tank this Frenzy Plant easily. And they're going to switch out into their Jellicent here. This Jellicent is taking not super effective, just taking neutral charms and has to go for Surf. And so we're going to throw an Icy Wind bait here because we're expecting them to have a shield here. And we do get the shield from them right there. So things are just turning from bad to worse for them, unfortunately. And then we're going to be able to switch into our Vigoroth here, tank the debuff Surf, and they know that is over. GG's to our opponent right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoy the video.